What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH. First of all, Willow. That whole date was somewhat of a disaster in the beginning. Okay, let me say this. I do feel like Willow overreacted to the date for their first date. Her and Chase's first date was going to be at his apartment. I do feel like she overreacted a bit, but I totally understand where she's coming from, though. Having a first date at his apartment. Here's the thing. You are at his apartment for a first date. He didn't tell her about it. He basically made up some excuse to go back to his apartment saying he had to get something. Um, but here's the thing. She don't know Chase. She don't really know him like that. Two, there's a serial killer running around. You know what I mean? So it's like, she just felt uncomfortable. And she thought probably that, he was probably taking her there to get him a little something, something. You know what I mean? That's why she called it his lair. I was like, his lair? I feel like she totally overreacted because she didn't give him a chance to explain at the apartment. She just rushed out, ran out. But I totally understand why she did it. I get it, definitely. Like I totally get it, but like I said, she overreacted. I thought it was a nice gesture on Chase's part to cook dinner for them. I mean, he made shrimp scampi, he had some good wine, the whole shebang, the whole 9 yards. But I want to ask this question to all of you, the ladies out there. Would you go to a man's apartment the first date if he wanted to cook you dinner? Would you go the first date? Like, would you think that's appropriate? Would you go? You know what I'm saying? Or would you feel more comfortable in the open, like a restaurant and stuff like that? I really want to know that question. So feel free to answer that question for me. For me, if I were to go on a first date, if I were to take someone out on a first date, it would be at a restaurant for me. It would definitely be the first date for me would be at a restaurant. The second date, I don't know. Second date, I'm not too sure. Third date would more than likely be at my place. I'll probably cook you something. You know what I'm saying? That's more of a third date for me. But everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. Second date would probably be like the movies or something. You know what I mean? Something simple. Um, I didn't think nothing of the whole first date being at the apartment. I felt like he shouldn't have lied to her about it, but I didn't really have a problem with it, but she don't, like I said, she don't know Chase like that. So I can understand kind of why she freaked out a little bit. Um, I will say I do kind of like them together. They have some chemistry. In my opinion, they have some chemistry. The dinner went well towards the end after they made up at the Metro Court. The dinner definitely went well. And I mean, come on, who can say no to shrimp scampi? Like, he has shrimp scampi, homemade sauce, good wine. How do you say no to that? Like, he put in some effort. Candles lit. He had more candles lit up in there than on Della Reese's birthday cake. Listen, he went all out. I mean, it wasn't that many candles, but he went out, he tried to make it nice and special. His apartment, like, I seriously noticed that Chase's apartment is Nell's old apartment because GH recycle sets like crazy. Um so anyway, with Nina, she did somewhat apologize to Willow for her behavior. Which was a decent thing to do. I mean, because she was totally rude to Willow when they were at the parent teacher conference. She was rude, so she definitely owed her an apology. It seems like some mess is about to go down. It looks like Obrecht has another ace up her sleeve. So I did like the scene where she read Britt's letter. Britt apparently left town. So she read a letter that Britt wrote to her and stuff like that, which I thought was a touching scene. But when she heard that Nina had a daughter and they did a DNA test, and that look on her face when she said, "I want my phone call," I knew it was about to go down. I said, yep, Obrecht knows something in the milk ain't clean. She know it. That's why her first phone call was to Valentine. I Her first phone call was to Valentine. I said, "Yep, she knows the truth. She know what it is." And Valentine, I'm pretty sure, is not gonna be happy with that phone call. Of course, she's gonna want her freedom for her silence because she know that that girl is not Nina's child. She know that. She know. And Sasha was done with the plan. She wants to leave town because she don't want to continue to hurt Nina, which I think is cool of her. But she should just tell Nina the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, just tell the truth. I mean, you ain't got nothing to lose. You ain't gonna go to prison or nothing like that. You might as well just tell that girl that Valentine faked the DNA test. He lied. He this. He that. Tell the truth. Throw him under the bus. You might as well. I feel bad for Nina though because she always longed for a child, and for her to think she has a kid, even though her daughter is an adult, but for her to think that she has a kid and for it to be ripped away from her again, that's messed up. And for Valentine to play her out like that just to get her back, that's trifling. That's all the way trifling. Like that's all just unimaginable. Um. So anyway, I did like the scene with Sonny and Laura. They go way back over 20 years um, of friendship. I mean, Sonny got a point though. If him and Carly could get back together and break up 100 million times, Laura and Kevin can too. But what irritated me was the hypocrisy yet again of Sonny and Carly. I said, "Are you serious?" So they sat there in the church when Carly came back in after her showdown with Ava. She came back in talking about, oh, Ava made, Sonny and them talking about, oh, that's just like Ava to make the whole thing about herself. Really? Really? That's funny coming out of their mouth. Make the event about. May I recall 8 years ago when Luke and Tracy got remarried at the Quartermain Mansion on Christmas or around Christmas, and it was supposed to be their night, their wedding. And did Sonny or did he not come in there with Brenda and announce their engagement at somebody else's wedding? Even Tracy was pissed about it. She was pissed because she was like, it was tacky of him to come in there and make the event all about him. And that's exactly what he did. Sonny is known for making events all about him. Carly does it too. They make everything about them. When Kiki died, they mourned her for all of 2 seconds and then made the whole thing about Morgan. I am so sick and tired of hearing about Morgan, it's not even funny. I am sick of it. Everybody talks about this child like he was a major part of this show. First of all, his name is not Robin Scorpio. Like, now, if it was about Robin dying, that's major. Because she's a big, big part of GH history. Morgan is not a big part of GH history. Not to say I didn't like the character, because I did. But that's like when people keep bringing up the fact that, oh, Ava killed Connie. So what? Connie was not a major part of this show. She was a small part of it, but you ain't no major part. It ain't like your name is etched in GH history like that. What major storyline did you really have? Nothing major, except for a little DID story. That's pretty much it. That's it. So these people were not majorly apart. Only thing about Morgan is he is a part of a legacy family. I will give him that. He's a Corinthos. He's a part of that family. I get it. They're going to mention him. But they mention that boy way too much. And yet we barely get a mention of Nicholas. And he was a major part of GH history. Nicholas was a major part for over 20 years of this show. Major part for the last 22 years. So for him not to really get a mention like that is trifling. But I do agree though. Laura is putting the pieces together with Kevin. Now that she keep mentioning the Ryan Chamberlain situation, eventually I think she's going to put the pieces together. I think she needs more clues. I don't understand why they're not putting the pieces together as it is, because some of these people were around when the Ryan Chamberlain murders originally happened. So how do you not know all the differences between Ryan and Kevin? She said it herself, that when she looks into his eyes, it's like the person looking back at her is not Kevin. It's a stranger. So why are you not piecing this together? I understand they think Ryan is dead, But come on now, they thought Helena was dead and that witch came back. So what makes you think Ryan can't? I'm just saying, if all these other supposedly dead people came back, I mean, hello, Jerry Jackson came back to life 20 times already over the years when everybody thought he was dead. So what makes you think Ryan Chamberlain can't be alive? I'm just saying, put the pieces together. He's sleeping with Ava Jerome of all people. That should tell you right there that that ain't Kevin. Come on now. It doesn't take that much to figure that mess out. So anyway, speaking of Ava, her and Carly had this showdown. Let me tell you something. That was the most childish and funny thing I've ever seen in my life. That was totally childish on both parts. Carly should have just kept it moving, kept it classy, kept it cute, and walked the hell away. But no, of course, she had to be combative and go back and forth. Ava had to start the whole drama for no reason. Like, I understand Ava's grieving, but to sit there and lash out at everybody, including Carly, it's like, really? I had to agree, though. You can't blame Carly for Kiki's death. Carly had nothing to do with that. But I'm just tired of them bringing up all this mess. It's like, at the end of the day, y'all both lost a child. You know what I'm saying? Each of you have lost a kid. Shouldn't that be enough? Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna keep going back and forth? And I feel like it was a low blow of Carly to bring up Avery. Like, why bring her up? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. At the end of the day, Carly is not that little girl's mother. Ava is, whether she likes it or not. That's her mother, not you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. During the whole time that they were fighting, Ryan was sitting there yucking it up. He loved it. Ryan was sitting there cheesing like a Cheshire cat. Ryan did not care. He was loving it. I said, Ryan, go sit down in the corner. You in timeout. Ryan just don't care. Ryan do not care. Ryan be just sitting there loving all this nonsense. I don't know though, but from the sounds of it, it sounded to me like Sonny and Carly are gearing up for a custody battle. I'm just saying. Because that little comment that they made towards the end about giving Avery a better life, the life Kiki would have wanted her, that sounded to me like y'all planning on going for custody. Why now though? Why go for don't do that. Don't file for custody right now. Come on now. She just lost her daughter and you're gonna try to rip another child away from her. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it, Sonny. Not even Sonny could be this petty. Like, come on now. Y'all all share custody at this point, so you might as well keep that arrangement for now. Don't do it, because a custody battle, all it's going to do is bring up everybody dirt. That's all it's going to do. And then y'all going to spend hundreds of thousands in legal fees. Don't do that. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Ava right now is so dense. It's like you're sleeping with the man who murdered your child. Like, I'm just saying. Can you imagine what she going to feel when she finds out that Ryan killed her kid and she's been sleeping with that man? Like, I could just about imagine what she going to think. She probably going to lose her mind when she find out. So anyway, Michael and Franco scene was cool, but at the end of the day, I can't get over what Franco has done to Michael. I can't. I know some people are going to say, well, he didn't know Carter was a rapist or whatever. To me, that don't matter. That don't matter if he didn't know. You know what I'm saying? He still shouldn't have sent that man in Michael's direction when he was in prison. That's all I got to say. I'm sorry, but that's unforgivable to me. That you could see the way Michael was clenching his teeth when he was talking to Franco. I noticed that. He was clenching his teeth. Because you could tell when somebody, tightened up on their face and stuff, on their teeth. And he was definitely clenching his teeth. Like, I noticed that. He was definitely doing it. Because even he still, they are tolerable of each other. Like, Michael's tolerable of Franco because, whether he likes it or not, Franco lives in the same town as him. And he was a big part of Kiki's life. And speaking of, where was Dylan at? I'm just saying, nobody contacted Dylan to let him know his ex died. She was murdered. Like, no mention of Dylan Quartermain anywhere. I was kind of surprised by that. Like, really? Anyway. Laura is definitely going through with the divorce. I can't wait for this mess to be over with. I really can't. Hopefully we don't have to wait till 2019 to resolve this Kevin Ryan situation. It needs to kick into high gear right now. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Let me know what y'all thought about it. Hit the comment section. I will see all of you tomorrow. Have a great day. Peace.